All right, everybody, welcome to Fearless Friday. I hope you're having a great day so far. I am super excited, as always, for this week's session. We're talking to Kim Sviontek. She is an amazing Mary Kay lady, as we like to be called. And she is just, she's a pink Cadillac driver, which is so awesome. And if there were ever anyone more deserving of a pink Cadillac, I'm not sure who. And just an overall, just wonderful person. So welcome, Kim. Yay!
Thank you, Dana. I'm so excited to be here.
I am excited to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I love it. And this is this your office that we're talking to you in?
It is my office. I have a screen up so that you don't see behind me. My box that still needs to be labeled and
yeah,
all that stuff. But yes, this is my office.
Awesome. I love the products. They look pretty. See, even the products are even pretty. So full disclosure, I am like a diehard Mary Kay lady. So for those of you that are watching, like I'm third generation Mary Kay. So my mother was in Mary Kay, and my uncle was one of the first male sales directors in the whole company, which is so crazy, right?
That's
and my
awesome.
grandmother was a Mary Kay lady. So so my heart is pink. I can't help it. I bleed pink.
That's awesome.
But I met Kim. She wasn't my sales director, but I went to a lot of her meetings and I just really loved her style. And I'm so excited to share her with you today. So tell us a little bit about your journey, how you got started in Mary Kay, and how you ended up to where you are today.
Okay, well, thank you. So yeah, I have actually been in Mary Kay with Mary Kay for 34 years, which I can't even believe it. You're probably not even 34, right?
I'm 39. I'm not afraid to admit.
Oh, okay. All right.
For a few more months.
You were just like a little kid when I joined Mary Kay. But it was funny. I was not a makeup wearer. I kind of washed my face, but I was in this nail salon and I saw this little box and it said, register for a free facial and a makeover. And I thought, well, I like free, right? So I signed up, totally forgetting I even did it. And the woman called me and she's, offered a facial and a makeover. And I said, sure. So I went to her house and she liked me evidently immediately on the phone. Because, I do like to be friendly and I was a professional, in a business environment. So she said, have you ever thought of doing something like this? And I'm like, never. I was a computer programmer and so this was not on my radar. So anyway, I said, but I'm willing to listen because you just never know. And I was always one of those people that wanted a little side gig because I love all the fun stuff. I love to travel. I love clothes and jewelry and all the extras. And my full-time job at the time could meet my, monthly bills, but it didn't provide a lot for the extras. But I traveled all over the United States installing computer systems in hospitals, so I couldn't hold down a traditional part-time job. And I've always had like a second job. So this was intriguing to me. I was willing to listen. And, she told me that it's flexible and there are no quotas and I can make my own schedule. And I thought, sounds interesting, right? So I go to a meeting and I immediately love and fall in love with everybody there. And everybody was so upbeat and positive and friendly and having fun. And I thought, you know what? I want to be part of this group. When you can just feel the energy of the group and you're just like, I want to be part of it. And that's what drew me in. And that was 34 years ago. And, I will say the rest is history, but, it's been a journey. It definitely has. I worked my Mary Kay business and built it up, never thinking I was going to do it full time, but always liked the fact that there was an insurance policy. You know what I mean? Something I could fall back on. And these days we know that it's good to have a plan B and a plan C, right?
Yeah.
Especially with everything that's happened the last couple of years.
For sure.
So yeah, so I just started building my business little by little. And then I started to move up, and I earned my first free car after 2 years, and went on to earn another one and then another one. And I'm like, huh, I'm kind of liking this a lot
Ah,
more than I like my full-time job. As much as I loved my company and the job I was doing, this was fun, and I was making money, and I was having a good time, and I was building a great business. So I thought, I'm going to work my way up and, become a sales director, put myself into a better position to leave my job. And that's what I ultimately ended up doing. So I have been
that's awesome.
full-time Mary Kay for about 25 years. Um, the
Mm.
road has not always been smooth,
I was
you
gonna
have
say, and
your
it was
ups and
just smooth
downs.
sailing the whole time, right?
I'd love to say that it was, but
Yeah.
but the nice thing about it is you've got a great support system to kind of
Yes,
pick you
sure.
up, and also share ideas. Like, everybody wants to help everybody in this business. So it's easy for me to reach out to anyone. It could be the top person in the whole company, and they're willing to tell you, hey, this is what I did. Maybe it
Yeah.
would help you. So I love that, women helping women thing. And so, yeah, the rest is kind of history. Well, along the way, though, this is kind of a fun little thing. Along the way, so I was 28 when I joined Mary Kay,
Mhm.
and I had just broken up kind of a serious relationship, and I wanted to meet, Mr. Right. And so I used to
Love this
travel all
story.
the time, and I wanted to sit next to, like, those romantic novels. You sit next to this great guy on a plane, and the rest, you just, fall in love, and the rest, you sail off into the future. And then I joined Mary Kay, and I wanted to sit next to women so that I could meet women, right? For my
Right.
business. So I had joined this video dating service at the time. And one of the women that I was in Mary Kay with, a friend of mine, knew that I was serious about wanting to meet someone. She's like, hey, I got this guy I want you to meet. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. And about a month later, this guy, Steve, calls me, and we just, like, immediately hit it off. And I have been married to Steve now 28 years.
Ah, love that. Oh
So
my God. All because of Mary Kay,
all
right?
because of Mary Kay, I never would have met him otherwise.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's
That's
really awesome.
so cool. I mean, it's just to show you, like, I think that the most important point is, like, if you don't know what you're saying no to, right? So there's a lot of negative energy sometimes that surrounds any type of direct selling and network marketing. But those of us that have opened our hearts and opened our minds and just listened, you never
Yeah,
know what's going to come out of that, right? It's, you could
never
meet your
ever
husband,
know.
you could meet your best friend, you could, who knows? Like, the possibilities are endless. So that's
They
so
really are.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's so
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So
So
it's
we
exciting.
and we have a lot of network marketing people in the group. So
Yeah.
we've talked a lot about network marketing in general. I talk about Gloria a lot because she's my
Oh
fave.
yeah. He's amazing. Yes.
But it's so cool that, like, like you said, there's just so many amazing people within the organization. And I've done other network marketing things. I've talked to other people in the profession,
Yep.
but the training and the love that you get from Mary Kay is not like any other company. The other companies are awesome too in their own way.
Yeah.
There's something special about Mary Kay, and I love that. So I know you can probably speak on that forever, but oh my
Yeah. I
God.
mean, I think, it is the heart of the business. Like, I
Yeah.
think Mary Kay, when she first started it, she wasn't, I mean, yeah, she wanted to make money. She needed to pay the bills and all of that. But I think she always put the people first.
Yeah.
And, the heart of the company is the people, and the philosophies that Mary Kay built the company on, God first, family second, career third, doing things in that order to keep balance in your life,
Mm,
always putting people in front of profit. And it's a very, very, caring company.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I I could go on and on about it.
Right?
It's just, there is something though, people have tried to mimic Mary Kay, over the years. They just can't do it because
Yeah.
she had that special something.
Right.
And she was an amazing trainer and inspiration. She went through a lot of hard times and, fought her way to the top. And
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
yep,
so awesome. It's
yeah,
definitely, you can feel that. I think that thing, that special thing, it started with her, right? And then we all just
absolutely.
passed it down, but which is so, so awesome and so rare for a company. So,
Yeah, yeah,
so tell us about, so we know, like, you joined Mary Kay, you've been in for a really long time.
yeah,
So, we kind of joke like, oh, it's been smooth sailing ever since. So
right.
talk to us about, I think what would be helpful for, especially for the group, is talk to us about the sort of the peaks and the valleys, right? So how do you cope with, the really high peaks are really high and they're really awesome. How do you cope
Yeah,
with those low valleys and bouncing back to keep your business on track for as long as you have?
that's a really great question.
I know it's probably
I think so much of this, what's that?
it's probably a tough one too.
It is tough. It is tough because you know what? I think no matter who you are and where you are in your business, um, it all starts here. It's the
Mhm.
belief in yourself, it's the belief in your company, it's the belief in your product. And yeah, a lot of times my things happen in the shower. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know, I'm having a crappy day or a crappy week or whatever. I just want to quit. And then like I'm like, what are you crazy? Like, what else are you gonna do? Like, really, what's gonna give you, all that you have in this business? And I really do it. It's feeding your mind
Mm,
positivity, knowledge, people that believe in you, surrounding yourself with people that will pick you up and help you along the way. Um, yeah, it's a mind game. It
yeah,
really is because it's not always easy.
yeah,
It's a
definitely.
simple business, it is very simple, but it's not always easy.
Hmm.
And sometimes the no's hurt, but you just gotta keep like turn it around. No is on, right? You
Yeah,
go on to the next one. And it's like you just can't take it personally. They're
yeah.
not saying no to you, they're saying no to the idea. But guess
Hmm.
what? Women are fickle and they may say no today, but a week or a month or a year down the road, they might change their mind, right? So
Yeah.
you just never know. And I think it's, conducting yourself with professionalism,
Hmm.
turning the other cheek, doing the right thing,
Hmm.
operating by the golden rule. All of those things will help you, you
Hmm.
know, carry on in business. And
Definitely.
but I think really feeding yourself positive thoughts. And, when I was building my business, I had a very crazy work schedule. And like I said, I used to travel all the time and I worked long, long hours. And there were
Mm.
times that I didn't do anything in my Mary Kay business. And I'm like, I don't want to go to the meeting, because I don't have anything to report. But you know what? That was the one thing I always did. I always stayed connected
Yeah.
and I always went to the meeting no matter what happened. I could have had $1,000 week or I could have sold zero. I
Yeah.
always went. And if I sold zero or I had a low, crappy week, I was there and people picked me up. And if
Yeah.
I had a great week, then I was there to pick others up. So
Hmm.
it was always a give and take. And it was something that I committed when I started Mary Kay. I'm like, I am going to go. This is the one thing I'm going to do every single week if I can. I
Yeah.
always tried to work my travel schedule around it and
Yep.
everything, and as much as I could. But that's the one thing that I always tried to do is stay connected to my group. Now it's over Zoom. It's a
Mm.
little easier, if I am out of town, you just get your
Yeah.
cell phone, you can just zoom in, right?
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of what I do, and listen to positive tapes.
Hmm.
I'm not like I'll admit I don't do it every single day, but I need to.
Yeah.
You need some
Yeah.
reflection time. Either read something, listen to something, talk
Hmm.
to somebody that's upbeat, somebody that you know, is doing well or just has a really positive, you know, outlook, I guess
Yeah.
would be the
Yeah.
thing.
And that's so awesome that you mentioned that, because that's really why I started the group in the first place, right? Because one of the many things I learned in Mary Kay was that power of community and the power of being surrounded by positive people. So when I created this group, I was like, you know what? There's a bunch of us out there that just, even if it's just a tiny little thing, a little thing that as you're scrolling through says like, you got this, you know? So that's how the group was born. I said, let me do this the Mary Kay way.
Oh, that's awesome.
And here we are, right? So it's funny to think that, like, you know, Mary Kay's had such an impact on my life personally. And even though I'm not a sales director or, you know, in a like a leadership position right now, I was at one point.
Yeah.
But you know, my business personally still works for me. So
Yeah.
it's been 4 years and I still have customers from my very first party that still reorder, and you know, just building that residual income and using whether it's Mary Kay or any other company to do that, is that I think that's the real American dream, really. Is working 1 hour and getting paid multiple times for that 1 hour
True.
work over and over
So
and over
true.
again. It's
You know,
so
it's
awesome.
funny. Yeah. I was just thinking when you said I still have customers from when you first started, I do as well from 34 years
I
ago.
believe it.
And unfortunately, one of them just passed away from
Oh,
COVID. I
oh
know, I was
no.
heartbroken. She was
Oh,
so energetic. I met her the very first couple of months that I was in Mary Kay, and she has ordered consistently from me all these years. We've, formed a little friendship, and
yeah.
yeah, I know. I was so
And
sad. She passed away in January, but
oh,
34 years she was with me. She was a
wow.
loyal Mary Kay person. Yeah,
You
yeah,
really get those great friendships and those great relationships with not just,
yes.
you know, the people that are in the company with you, but with your clients and your customers
Oh
too.
yeah, yep,
Definitely. There's so many
definitely,
good
yeah.
things. I can't, you know, it's funny. I ran the gamut of emotions. So, you know, when I first started, I went from being super excited and hopeful to like getting a no and crying to being like, I'm gonna quit. That's it. I'm done. I'm never doing another party. I've knocked on a door and the girl, you know, and had a party be like, oh, that was today. Sorry, no one's here. I've driven to Brockton, all the way to Brockton from Cranston, like over an hour to
Yep.
a girl that was like, oh, it's just me, to do one facial. And she spent like $17. It didn't even cover my gas, you know? So it's crazy, you know, to run the gamut of the emotions and then still be in it. And I think, you know, from what I've seen from being at other people's meetings and going to my own meeting with my sales director, is that for those of you like Kim who get to that level of being a sales director, it's that something special, right? And I saw it with Delia too, who's also amazing and is a sales director.
Yeah.
It's like you guys have this something, this like little spark, this little like extra piece
Oh,
of something, like God just sprinkles a little extra fairy dust on you guys.
I don't know. Everybody can have that fairy dust.
Right, right. It's just who activates it and who doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you know, it was just so you could actually like if you stood back, you could visually like see the people that were leaders and the people that wanted to be leaders and the people that weren't interested in being leaders. You know,
Yeah.
I could
Yep.
feel that vibe. And you know, at one point I was like, oh, I think I have that. I think my magic dust is about to activate.
You have magic dust, Dana. You have magic dust.
Oh, thank
You
you.
You absolutely do. You light up a room when you go in.
I
So
love it. I love it.
yeah, yeah.
Love
And
it.
it's interesting because I always went back to like any disappointment you were talking about, somebody stands up, they're the only person there, whatever the case may be. And I always go back and I say, you know what? One person is not going to make or break my business.
Yep.
And I can let that totally drain me, or I can just like dust it off and move on. And you know what? I don't even remember. I mean, I could if I forced myself, I could remember all of those things, right?
Yeah.
Um, but I don't even like think about them
Yeah.
anymore. Um, so it's a lot of mind training. You know
Yeah.
that. A lot
Yeah,
of,
definitely.
that's where the positivity and all that comes in. And I'm not like Miss Pollyanna by any means, but just to know, like to see leaders in our company, but also in other companies.
Yeah,
I follow a lot of network marketers on social media and stuff like that. And you know what? If they can do it, we can do it. It's
yeah.
just that they get up one more time,
Mhm.
and they keep getting up and getting up and getting up, and that's all it is. It's perseverance and working hard. You have to work
Yeah.
hard too.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. I think that's part of it too, is that sometimes people get into a company and they're like, oh, this is going to be fun. And then
yeah,
they're like, oh, this is going to be a lot of work.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know about this.
But
It's like,
it's fun work though. It is fun
yeah.
work because that fun was always the thing that kept me in it.
Yes.
It's like if I'm not having fun, I don't want to do it. So you're right. It is fun, but it is work, but it's
Mhm.
fun work.
Yeah.
It can
Yeah.
be so rewarding, as you know.
Yeah.
Like whenever have a great party or get a new team member, it's like, yeah, like
Yeah.
you feel on top of the world. So I think a lot of network marketing, Mary Kay, a lot of other companies, it's a self improvement, it's a self confidence booster, it's a self esteem booster, but you got to work at it. Anything worth having is, something you got to
Absolutely.
work for, Nothing
Absolutely.
comes free. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
So tell, except for your free car.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
segue.
that wasn't even free. You had to work for that too.
Yes, tell us about, so how many free cars have you had the privilege of driving over the years?
I've earned 13. The
13.
pink 13. The pink Cadillac was my 13th car, and that's my lucky number. That's my favorite number
That's
because I
Mary
was
Kay's
born.
lucky number.
Who's?
That's Mary Kay's lucky number too.
Oh, 13. That's right.
13.
She opened on September 13th. So I
Yeah.
was born on August 13th. And
Oh,
so yeah, so 13 has always been my lucky number, and
I love it.
13 was the pink Cadillac, which is awesome.
And
We're
it
in
happened during,
qualification for our second one. So
yay.
yeah,
And it happened
yeah.
during COVID, right?
Yes, I earned it during COVID. Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Amazing. I know.
Crazy.
A lot of people really excelled during COVID.
Yeah.
I think in Mary Kay, I can't speak for other companies, but in Mary Kay, it was a real shift for us because
Yeah.
we were mostly a face-to-face
Mm.
company, and it required us to kind of add on this whole new avenue of income and reaching out to people, and it worked because we still have the face to face, the good good feel good touch kind of thing, but we also have the virtual too, and you can
Yeah.
still be face to face on virtual like we're doing right now,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And it opened up a whole new world
Yeah.
because people that you might not have ever met that live in Nebraska or California or Texas or wherever,
Yeah.
they now can be part of your community. And a hostess that, if her friends and family lived out of the area, and she's like, I don't know anybody. Do you know anybody anywhere in the United States? You can invite them on. And,
That's good.
it's been great.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's been really awesome.
That is so cool. And, in any company, when you're presented with some sort of challenge, you have to pivot, right? And you have to figure it out. And
Yeah,
Mary Kay as a whole really did a great job with that, right?
yeah,
So yeah, so that is like, that's so cool. I love it. I can't,
yeah.
oh my
We
God, I
all helped
cheered
each
you
other
on.
through it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
definitely.
definitely helped each other through it. Yeah.
So
We're still learning.
yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
I mean, the whole virtual world was just not, Mary Kay probably never envisioned that. Like that was probably so beyond her scope because she was such a loving, person. And even
yep,
some of the, when I've ever met like a national sales director or something like that, they're just always so like they shake your hand and they take your hand in their hand and they really like you feel the love like radiate through their body. Like it's
yeah,
crazy, it's just such a loving, caring
it
company.
is. It is. Yeah, definitely. definitely.
So I always ask everybody this question. So and
Sure.
it's a tough one. I'm gonna put you on the spot. But
Uh-oh.
what is your like number one thing that you would tell the people in the group that are maybe just starting in network marketing, or they're in it and they're just kind of deciding if they want to move up into leadership? What would be your biggest piece of advice for them? I know it's a tough one.
Well, I don't have one piece. I
Mm,
guess I would say stay connected, but
mm,
stay connected to the right people. You know, the people that are going to believe in you. You don't want to stick with the people that are going to feed into your excuses or bring
yeah.
you down or whatever. You always want to kind of reach up, but be
Mm,
part of the community. Try and go to as many things as you can. Stay
mhm,
as involved as you can. Um, have a thirst for learning,
mm,
and don't be afraid to ask questions. I always know when the consultant wants to move up
mhm.
when my phone is ringing off the hook or I'm getting a lot of text messages.
Yeah.
Then I know that person is hungry to learn and hungry to move up and level up. And I and I would say give it time. Not nothing. Rome wasn't built in a year. I know that's like a cliche, but it's true.
True.
You've got to persevere, and everybody has ups and downs. Nobody is, void of that. So just give yourself a little bit of grace,
Yes.
and reach up. That's the biggest
Yeah.
thing.
I love that. Great
Yeah.
advice. I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it. And
Yeah.
it's tried and true, right?
Right.
Here we are,
Absolutely.
3 4 years later. So she knows
Yeah.
what she's talking about, you guys. So, well, thank you, Kim, so much for being on
Thank
the
you.
show. I love, 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 love having you. I have, Mary Kay's in my heart. So
Yes.
love it. And I loved you as the second I met you. I was like, oh my God. I used to drive, you guys. I know a lot of you are from Rhode Island, but I used to drive from Exeter, Rhode Island, which is like the middle of nowhere, literally like the middle of nowhere diners in Exeter,
Yes.
to Taunton, Mass, just to go to her meetings. Like,
Oh.
oh my God, it was
And we
crazy.
loved having you.
I know, I loved going. It's so fun. It's
Yeah.
so fun. Nobody does it really quite like Mary Kay, I have to say.
I know. We do have a good time.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So we are doing so I'm not sure who we have next week. I'm sorry. I've been a little crazy these last few weeks, but we're prepping for a course that we're launching in the group and for Obsessed with Success on specifically for network marketers. So I'm merging my marketing background with my network marketing background to kind of give you guys a little like peek behind the curtain of like, okay, what do we do if I'm just this one single entrepreneur trying to make my business a go? What are the people that run like big, huge businesses? What do they do? And how can I use that in my own business to make myself successful? So we'll post the link in the comments to that. It's really fun. There is a small fee. It's on Cinco de Mayo. So for the price of a burrito, you can get
Ah.
an hour of mindset and motivation training with me. And we're also giving away some free stuff that you guys will get that you can use in your business right away. So we'll post the link on that. And yeah, if you need Mary Kay, go see Kim. Maybe she'll show up at your house. If you're local, maybe she'll even show up in her pink Cadillac.
Hey, you never know. I got it all serviced today, so
I
it's ready to
love
go.
it. I love it. We'll have to post a picture of it so everyone can
Not that there
see.
was anything wrong with it, but
Right? I know
gotta
they
do
use
those
you.
maintenance things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta keep
So,
it looking good and running good.
oh yeah,
I love it.
absolutely.
I love
Well,
it.
thank you, Dana. It was really fun.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time
My
and
pleasure.
so many good things. I hope you guys learned a lot today. I mean, I probably could talk about Mary Kay for hours and hours and hours. I'm sure you could too.
Not that they want to hear it, but
I know, right? There's just so many awesome things that you learn. It's mind blowing, but I'm
oh yeah.
grateful to you for sharing your knowledge with us. And here's to 34 more years.
Oh, thank you. It was awesome being with you.
Yes, thank you so much. All right,
All
guys,
right.
we'll see you next week and we will post some links in the comments for you. And we'll see you next week for another awesome session. Have a great weekend.
Bye, Dana. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.